what happened with the flu strain this year, and it's one of the influenza A strains called H3N2, mutated or had a genetic drift. You might hear the word drift associated with this. From the time they started producing the vaccine last February until they started giving the vaccine in October. This is not uncommon. This happens sometimes. It is important to get your flu vaccine. There are 4 strains of influenza protection in the flu shot this year. The H3N2 is one of the strains. The other 3 strains so far are showing to be, the vaccine is showing to be effective. If you get the flu and you've had the flu vaccine, even if you get the H3N2 strain, you won't have severe symptoms, and you're much less likely to be hospitalized or to actually die from influenza. People seem to be a lot sicker this year. We've had a pretty dramatic increase in hospitalizations this year due to influenza, but they're primarily in patients who have some other underlying disease issue that makes the flu worse. The best way to prevent the flu is to get the vaccine. And people can transmit the virus to you for a good 2 days before they even have any symptoms. So it's very difficult to totally avoid the flu. But some things that you can do are always good hand hygiene. The hand sanitizing products, the instant products like the gel, work very well against this virus. But you need to keep in mind that when you're out and about, any surface that you touch, it could be a doorknob, an elevator button, anything like that, could be potentially contaminated with influenza. Now, getting influenza on your hands is not a problem. It gets in through the mucous membranes around your eyes, in your nose, and in your mouth. So by keeping your hands clean and being aware of touching objects that could potentially be contaminated, and keeping your hands away and other objects away from your face is a really good plan. Other things that you can do is to stay generally healthy, stay hydrated. But the flu virus doesn't really like UV light. So when you can get out in the sunlight a little bit, it not only boosts your immune system in a lot of other ways, it can actually kill any flu virus that might be hanging out on your clothes or in your hair or someplace like that. Don't shake hands with people. I know I kind of try to get people to rub elbows, or even a fist bump is better than a full handshake. It's very important to stay home when you're sick. The reasons to come to the emergency room are primarily if your fever stays high, like say above 102 degrees, and you can't bring it down by taking Tylenol or aspirin or something like that. If you start to feel like you're dehydrated, you need to be seen. If you have underlying comorbidities such as diabetes or cancer or something like that, you definitely want to put a call into your physician. It's still actually pretty early to determine if this is really going to be a severe flu season or if it's going to last longer than it normally does. But just because it started early and started hard, fast, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be worse than any other influenza season